Let's take a quick look at some other stories making news. So Keir Starmer announced that a judge-led inquiry into the Nottingham attacks, where 3 people were stabbed to death in 2023, will take place within weeks. He made the announcement Wednesday after meeting the victims' families at 10 Downing Street. Relatives welcomed the announcement as a watershed moment after previously calling for an inquiry so witnesses could give evidence. Nottingham University Hospitals Trust has been fined £1.6 million for, quote, avoidable failings in the care of 3 babies who died within months of each other in 2021. The Trust admitted 6 counts of failing to provide safe care and treatment to the babies and their mothers. And a review has Conservative MP Sir David Amess was taken out of the government's anti-terror programme too quickly. Ali Harbi Ali, who murdered Sir David in October 2021, had been referred to the Prevent Anti-Terror Programme 7 years prior. We're live with BBC News. Now, a BBC investigation has revealed allegations that British oil giant Shell ignored repeated warnings that a $1 billion cleanup operation of polluted land in southern Nigeria has been beset with problems and corruption. The claims come as a trial begins this week at the High Court in London between 2 Nigerian communities and Shell over its pollution of the region and the sale of its assets in the West African country. Our correspondent, Sini Geloso.
It's been 7 decades since oil was discovered in southern Nigeria. Now, formerly fertile landscapes appear as toxic wasteland. Waters that brimmed with fish now glisten with oil. The family of 50-year-old mother of 6, Paulina Abepepe, survived on fishing for generations until a decade ago.
During the spill, most of the children have gotten diseases from drinking the water, and many have died. I've lost 8 kids. My husband is sick. I think it's because of the pollution in the environment.
It literally smells like petrol. And this is the water that you're expected to use to drink, cook, wash. It smells like we're in a fuel station.
Grace Aldi lives in Nogale with her partner and 2-year-old. Oil spills have contaminated the only borehole they have access to.
So do you have to be careful how much water you use?
In 2011, the UN found people were drinking water contaminated with a known carcinogen at levels over 900 times above an international guideline. It's led to the formation of a new cleanup agency called HyPrep, run by the Nigerian government and part funded by oil companies, including Shell. The project was to take 30 years to complete, but one person who worked on the scheme and whose identity we're protecting because they fear reprisals told us that the operation is a con to siphon money and was widely known by the government and Shell to be failing.
Most of it is to fool the Ogoni people. You enter into the world of a high degree of collision between the government agencies, the regulators, and the contractors.
In a meeting with the British High Commissioner to Nigeria last year, according to minutes obtained under Freedom of Information laws, Shell representatives acknowledged the institutional challenges of the cleanup agency and the chance of the refusal of future funding towards it. Shell told the BBC, HyPrep is an agency established and overseen by the federal government of Nigeria, with its governing council largely made up of senior ministers and government officials, along with 5 representatives of communities and NGOs and a single Shell representative. The BBC also visited areas where the Nigerian government and Shell have repeated claims have been cleaned up. It did not take long for us to see oil seep from the ground and float on the water. Shell told the BBC the operating environment in the Niger Delta remains challenging because of the huge scale of illegal activities such as oil theft. We take extensive steps to prevent this activity and the spills it causes. When spills do happen from our facilities, we clean up and remediate, regardless of the cause. If it's an operational spill, we also compensate people and communities. This week, 2 Nigerian communities will bring a case against Shell at a London High Court. The company is selling its onshore facilities in Nigeria, but questions over its conduct and legacy here remain. Simi Jalosho, BBC News, Ogoniland.
It's being described as one of London's most important pieces of Roman history. Archaeologists found a substantial part of the ancient city's first basilica unearthed in the basement of an office block. It's a 2,000-year-old public building where major political, economic, and administrative discussions were made. Our science editor, Rebecca Morrell, was given exclusive access.
It's a thriving modern city, but a rich history lies beneath the streets of London's Square Mile. Now a new discovery goes back to the city's very beginnings, and it's in the basement of this building.
I mean, you can see this. There's definitely an office building,
Yes,
filing
yeah,
cabinets.
absolutely.
But here it is.
It's the wall of the First Roman Basilica. It's absolutely amazing.
This is part of an important public building located in a large Roman forum.
And this was a building that was 40 metres long, 20 metres wide. It was probably 2.5 stories high. It was a huge, huge Roman building, and it was designed to impress. It's a statement of their commitment to London and possibly reflects a change in the status of London, and possibly even the fact that London is becoming the capital of Britain.
This is Guildhall Yard, which is the centre of the modern city. And close to here was the Roman Basilica and Forum. 2,000 years ago, it would have been the beating heart of ancient London. It would have been a thriving place with shops, offices, and a bustling market. And in this building here was where all of the major political and administrative decisions were made.
The building the basilica is under is about to be redeveloped. The discovery has meant a redesign to open the site to the public.
The columns have had to literally move position so you're not destroying all these special stones that we found in the ground. So actually using and enjoying the space, moving through the public hall and down into to see the remains would be absolutely incredible.
Pockets of Roman London can be found all over the city, like here at the Temple of Mithras, which uses technology to bring the archaeology to life.
The fact that Roman London is beneath your feet is frankly quite a remarkable emotion to experience. And then you can walk outside, you can say, now look at the skyscrapers, now look at the office blocks. This is progress, but at the same time, progress combined with preservation.
This unique history has shaped what London is today, and now that history is being rediscovered, giving the city's past a bright future. Rebecca Morrell, BBC News.
Hawaii's Kilauea volcano has started spewing on the Big Island. It's one of the world's most active volcanoes and has been erupting on and off for nearly 2 months. Now, this latest release shot lava about 330 feet or 100 meters into the air. The volcano is not threatening any homes or businesses. Now, China is set to launch a series of silver trains aimed at elderly tourists as part of a plan to unleash the spending power of its aging population. It's part of plans to tackle slower economic growth in China. Officials are planning a nationwide network of the trains, encouraging the country's massive aging population to get out and spend. This will offer elderly passengers activities like dancing and mahjong. Yes, mahjong is certainly a good way to keep your brain active as you age, and not as hard as you might think. Anyway, thanks for joining me on BBC News Watch.
Hello there. For many of us, Wednesday was another one of these cold and grey days. There was some sunshine around, though, in Cornwall, Devon for a while, and also across western parts of Scotland. Now, if you haven't downloaded it already, get the BBC Weather app. That'll show you if there's going to be any sunshine where you live over the next few days. There may be a few changes in the weather this weekend, but really through the rest of the week, many places are going to stay cloudy and it's going to stay cold whether you get the sunshine or not. Now, we've got the cold air in place at the moment, and temperatures early in the morning are going to be just a few degrees above freezing. Any breaks in the cloud, we're going to start with a touch of frost. And with the wind picking up across Northern Ireland, westernmost parts of England and Wales, we may start to break up the cloud and give us some sunshine. The rest of the sunshine comes to western parts of Scotland. Further east across the UK, we've got a lot of cloud around, maybe not quite as thick. Any drizzle dying out. Many places it will be dry. But whether you've got the sunshine or the cloud, it is going to be another cold day. Temperatures struggling up to 4 to 6 Celsius. There's the cold air. It's continuing to feed in across the UK. as we head towards the end of the week. There is, however, a bit of a change coming into western areas. It's not going to be as windy on Friday, but we've got this weather front, and that's going to bring with it a bit of rain into southwest England. That'll push its way into Wales and affect Northern Ireland, head over the Irish Sea at the end of the day. In a cloud elsewhere, maybe a little bit thinner, maybe a touch brighter. And again, there could be some sunshine in Scotland into some northern parts of England as well. But another chilly day. Those temperatures really aren't changing very much over the next couple of days. Now let's head into the weekend. And there's still some colder air around, but there's signs of something a little bit milder trying to come into western areas. And that's where we see these ones pushing their way northwards through the weekend. Last one then tending to weekend. And as you can see, the cold air still firmly in place. Any mild air really not making much inroads across the UK. Still going to be a lot of cloud around this weekend. Northern and perhaps western areas. There'll be some rain Sunday morning, some southeast. The temperatures may be a little higher.
China is an extraordinary country, rich in traditions. I went back to immerse myself in its stunning landscapes, steeped in natural beauty. I'll uncover the treasures from ancient civilizations as I meet some of the remarkable people celebrating the art and culture that reveal the secrets of China's soul. This is just pure magic. Join me, Alistair Soup, for China's greatest treasures on BBC News.
Newscast is different to the stuff that we all do in our day jobs because it's like a proper chat.
Something big's just happened, and we're just like, right, gotta do an episode. So we're all trying to get together. We're just all working something out, and then sort of have a eureka moment.
What you need to know when you need to know it. Newscast. Listen every day on BBC Sounds.
Talking Movies is your ticket to all things film. Join us as we go beyond the screen with insider access you won't find anywhere else. From red carpets to the biggest film festival, get behind-the-scenes insights into the most talked-about films, speaking directly to the creators and stars shaping the art of cinema. We celebrate the Hollywood hits and indie gems during award season. So grab your popcorn, get comfortable, join me, Tom Brooke, for your front row seat to the world of film. Talking Movies, what on BBC iPlayer.
US inflation unexpectedly rises, reaching its highest rate for 6 months. And the US and China battle it out for AI supremacy. We find out who is edging ahead. Hello and welcome to Business Today. I'm Steve Long. Let's begin in the United States and the latest readings on inflation showed that prices unexpectedly increased last month. The cost of living was pushed higher by egg and energy prices, with inflation rising to 3% in January, rate for 6 months.